You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Seems like we all seen this young man grow up.
That's our guy.
Diggy Simmons.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome back, Diggy.
Y'all are all like my family, man. I all have like individual, you know what I'm saying, like relationships with you guys. So it feels good to be up here.
You haven't been here in like a minute, right?
Bro, it's been like 6 years.
But I always see Diggy around. I see
5, 6
Diggy at like the diner with his pops, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I'll see Envy out. I'll see Yee, you know what I'm saying, pop up at some that Yee has.
Yeah, he came to the basketball birthday party. That was exciting.
Terminal 23. Damn. Terminal 23 is gone now.
It's gone.
Yeah. It was always a pop-up kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it ended up staying there way longer than it was. It was like for Carmelo.
Right. Yeah. And now Carmelo's
gone. So Terminal 23 is gone.
Right.
So where has Diggy been? Did you get scared? Did the industry scare you off?
No, man. You know what it was? Too much like just overthinking the process and kind of just getting in my own way. You know what I'm saying? And not focusing on myself and focusing on like all of the outside distractions and just being too hard on myself, you know, kind of just, you know, not just not focusing on what I want to do.
That's kind of the single. It is what it is.
It is what it is that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people, even in my generation, I'll look on social media and people will be like, man, I have anxieties about, you know, this, or, you know, I'm so focused on how I fucked up or messed up in the past, you know what I'm saying, that I can't really move forward. So this single is like, whatever cards that you're dealt, whatever it is that's on the table for you, like, it is what it is. Put your best foot forward, you know what I'm saying, with whatever it is that you have.
No,
it's not your generation.
And just do it.
I heard Diggy curse and I was like, oh. I just felt like if you see him grow
cursed
up.
on It Is What It Is?
Yeah, I think so.
So you deal with anxieties?
Man, I deal with it all. I have OCD actually. Just
That's
like
obsessive compulsive.
Exactly. Just like overthinking every little thing. And that was like my issue, caring too much about what people think, or, you know, putting too much thought into everything to where like the creative process didn't become fun anymore. It was like a task. So I had to get back to a place where I was just like, let me just have fun again and kind of block all the outside noise, the social media, the comparisons, all of that, because that gets in the way, you know, when you're not focused on you. And there's a lot of ways that you don't focus on you when you're just scrolling. You're on the internet.
It had to be a lot of pressure though from your sisters, your brother, you know, your father.
It's never been
your uncle.
Yeah, it's never been pressure for me. I think the pressure was like, I'm just hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think about like where I come from in that sense, but I think also I just think about like where I want to take it, and like, you know, thinking about like perception and all that. And that's kind of the things that I had to put down. And with this single, it's like me saying it for myself and however else. Like, we even ran some things on social media of like a black Muslim girl. And her saying like, you know, society doesn't want to be me in any shape or form, but I had to get past that to be able to be who I want to be, you know, to get out of my own way. So, you know, it's for anybody, however you know, interpret that.
A gospel type of feel to it also.
Yeah, it has like this Motown harmonizing feel. D Mile, who produced the Boss, Boss on Carter's album, it's like a similar sound. He actually did this track too.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been working for like years together.
That's interesting that you felt that way though, because you was already in the game and like winning, like prospering. Like people was like, yo, Diggy doing his thing. Like they liked you as an artist. They liked you rapping. Like
as an actor.
So I don't see where the pressure came. Like all you had to do was just keep doing what you was doing.
I don't even think it was like, so I had that run, obviously, like I'd say just when I was a teen and all of that was happening. And it was like I got off tour. And obviously when like you start doing something for fun and everything else comes around, it becomes a business.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
So
you.
as soon as I got off tour, and I'm a person like, I really like to hone in on what I want to talk about. So everybody was like, okay, time to get back in the studio. I'm like 17 years old. I just toured.
You
when I was
Atlantic,
like,
right?
signed to Atlantic, yeah. I, was on the Scream tour. You know, did all of it.
Yeah.
Like
Are you
from
still signed?
14.
Still signed
No,
Atlantic?
I'm on Empire now.
Okay.
So from 14 to like 17, 18, I toured. And obviously everybody was like, okay, get back in the studio. And that's just like, you know, that's just a lot, especially for someone at that age.
It's like, leave me alone, Kaiser.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But shouts to Kaiser, shouts to Julie, shouts to Craig. But yeah, so I took that break, and I just think in between that time and everything that just like when you're in front of people every day, like you have these meet and greets, you have these expectations, your face is everywhere constantly. It's like you become more like you immerse yourself in like the things that don't really matter. So like once I got to overthinking that during my hiatus, it was kind of like, man, how are people going to take me coming back? Who really cares? And I'd get all this love in the streets and people being like, you know, where's the music? You know, I have love for you. And even till this day, after not putting out so much music, it means a lot for people to still be looking and still care. But it had to come from myself before it came from other people caring.
Did the label want you to do a specific type of music, like cater to the women or cater to this? Because when you came out, you kind of, it was hip hop.
It was, exactly. I mean, I always had my own sound and things that I wanted to do. And of course, like being a younger kid, it's like, of course, they're going to want you to be like top 40. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Heartthrob top 40.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and get a hook from like a pop artist or whatever. And, you know, there was obviously the people, like the hip hop people over there that went to bat for me too. That was like, you know, nah, he should be in this lane. So that was always kind of like a, you know, a thing. So it's nice, obviously, to just have a situation where, you know, everybody's kind of on the same wavelength and we can kind of just go for it. And especially with the single, it just feels different. And I'm happy to have like people on my team who believe in like pushing the bar and not trying to like have a moment or like a trendy moment. Like all the music is just like timeless. It, you know, obviously like belongs in now, but like I feel like it could last forever.
Gotcha.
Did you feel like when you took a hiatus, people you thought were always be in your corner kind of disappeared? Or was everybody still around?
I mean, I've experienced people's energy change, yeah. I guess people that I thought might have been, you know, more genuine, but I feel like that's a part of life. And those are like all the different themes that, you know what I'm saying, I explore on the album. Just like those things and things about mental health and things about relationships, whether it be with women or friends or whoever, and, you know, how you deal with that or how you feel about that.
How was Tyrese during this time? Because I know Tyrese was a big advocate of really pushing you. And how was him during that mental health time? And how was he as far as supporting you?
Tyrese has always been like, you know, obviously a supporter. It's funny, like everybody in my family really is. And like a lot of the kids that I speak about, like my age, about like mental health, there's obviously like a generational gap. You know what I'm saying? Between like, obviously, black people in therapy and psychiatry and, you know, from like generations before me and now it being more normalized. So it's like my parents have been like really supportive. So it like feels good to like have that support not only from people my age, but like obviously like my family that's older.
It's being normalized because people are talking about it.
Exactly.
Like my new book is all about that.
That's dope.
The anxiety, therapy, PTSD, trauma, all of that stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to like be too promoty, but that's like the single. You know what I'm saying? Like all that trauma, whatever, PTSD you have, like encouraging people to whatever it is you've been through, like it is what it is.
Yeah, I think
allow yourself, you know, like the best way you can.
Yeah, I think the energy shifted because I think it was a generation of kids who were going through it, but they were self-medicating.
Right.
So that's how they would express it. Like all of that Molly Percocet and the Xannies and all of that, that was a cry for help.
It was a vice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it was like, that was never like my vice, but like, you know, I've had my things that have been like, you know, comfort to me, whether it be women, you know what I'm saying? Whether it just be like kind of disappearing even, you know, like just certain things that I would lean on that I thought made me feel comfortable, that I'm like, damn, like this doesn't really feel good, obviously, in the moment. But like, you know, when you see, you know, other things going on, you're like, I should be really doing this. I should really be myself. So when I made like my first songs off this album, I was like, this is the most I felt myself in a long time. Just making music, like nobody even hearing it. Like I just made me happy.
You just missed Chloe and Holly too, man.
I know. I was actually at dinner with them last night because we're all on Grownish together. They're really, really, really talented.
I remember they pressed you on the show. They was like, all you like is white girls.
Facts. I pulled up with a young blonde shorty and it was like, word? Yeah. That was a funny episode. Before? I haven't. No. I haven't been in that position. But it was cool to like depict it, you know, because it's a real thing. So you
think your family would be like, what are you doing if you were dating a white girl? Or they'd just be like, as long as he's happy?
Yeah, I think it would be as long as he's happy, sort of thing. They're pretty cool, but I haven't experienced that. So
He said, but I
Do your-
haven't.
Somebody
Yeah.
will say something.
I haven't
But I-
Do your
experienced
older
it.
sisters
Oh, of
give
course,
you like?
social media gonna say
Do your
so.
older sisters give you like relationship advice,
Do they?
or do you go to them for it at all? Who do you
Not
talk
really.
to?
Like
JoJo.
everybody's sort of spread out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm between Jersey and the city, Angela's in the city, Vanessa's in LA, JoJo's in like PA. So like when we get up, it's more like jokes and like reminiscing and being like, Daddy used to be strict like this. You know what I'm saying? Like just stuff like that.
Why the hell is JoJo in PA?
He lives,
I
he got
think
a
just
nice
like
house out there.
family
Oh,
man.
got you,
got his
got you.
daughter. He's just like chilling.
Are you
Right,
happy
huge
JoJo stopped
backyard.
rapping?
No, not at all. I mean,
He is.
I think he's just happy. Period. Like I saw some of the clips of him up here, and like just to see all of them together. Obviously, growing up hip hop being like such a successful show. It's not easy to make television. So like obviously, shouts to Angela for being like an executive producer and making something that's going on for seasons. I'm proud of all my
Has
siblings.
she asked you to be on it?
No, she hasn't. She hasn't.
Oh,
But
Thought
she
maybe
knew.
you
But
didn't want to do it.
Hey, it is what it
it's
is.
more so like she knows that it's like a conflict of interest because I'm on Grownish and that's like freeform and growing up hip hop is a different channel. So she has like asked in her own way.
Right.
But
What's your
I can't really.
exclusivity, Diggy? That's what
exclusivity.
she asked
as
you?
far exactly pretty much. It was more of like a business question getting around. I was like, I can't,
Sorry, can't do it.
Grownish.
Did you think when you were on hiatus that was it always in your head you knew you would come back to music, or did you ever think, well, maybe I
Oh
won't?
yeah, the hiatus was always like temporary. It was just a matter of time of me building up. You know what I'm saying? Like that strength, that confidence to like do it. That's really all it was. But I never wanted to be gone as long as I have been.
Is the album done?
The album's done.
Okay.
We actually did it from January to May. We were like out in LA and we just finished it and it was fast. But I feel like that's because we had so much, that I wanted to
Content,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, so much I wanted to say, so much I experienced over 6 years. You go from being 17 and making music to 23. That's like
Two different worlds.
two different people.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about, what 23-year-olds would talk about.
And the music game has changed so much since you've been on Atlantic to now.
Yeah.
Like even just how you put your album out is completely different than how it was.
100%. I mean,
years
even the
ago.
way people go, about putting music out, social media and fan bases. But it's been cool, like, obviously having fans from being really young and then, on the show and then, like, in between, like, making music and then, like, people waiting now. I'm just, like, thankful because I know it doesn't have to be that way.
At one point, you were putting out thirst trap pictures too. I was like-
Sheesh,
people were
a
like,
little
"Man,
bit.
Diggy's
That's
all
when
grown up."
That's when I got on like my fitness. I'm still on it, obviously, but yeah, I was like hype at that moment.
Okay, you
Why
checking
you
out
couldn't stop
Diggy
showing your
page?
abs off, man? What was that about?
Man,
Okay,
I think I was
Charlamagne.
just hyped just to like be, you know what I'm saying,
Okay,
on like my
Charlamagne.
fitness stuff.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like on it, excited. That's all it was.
You and J. Cole cool now?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen him in like a while, but like we straight. We saw each other like right after that whole, whatever.
Did y'all
that
speak?
was. Yeah, we did like a summer jam in Oakland.
Wow.
Yeah, and
He was scared
this
to
was
come on
like a
stage 'cause he
week
knew you was
after. No, that didn't happen.
Oh.
But yeah, that was like a week after, and we both knew it was like light. It was just like sparring, like
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying, two like artists going back and forth.
Now let me
As
ask you
people
this.
should. This rap is competitive.
Back to the thirst trap pics.
Yeah.
Now JoJo,
Okay,
when he was
yeah.
up here, he was talking about Angela, and he had to tell her like, "Yo, stop putting," because
Right,
she was
right.
putting some up too.
Right.
Did your family get on you for putting up your thirst trap pics? Did they hit you up? Make
No,
jokes,
nobody
nothing?
ever said anything.
Well, the problem with JoJo was he stared at Angela's cheeks a little too long.
I saw that clip.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw
That
that
was
clip.
awkward when I heard that. I was like, that's a little awkward.
Yeah.
I saw that. I mean, yeah, I just scroll past really fast. I'm not.
He said I scroll fast. That's it.
Yeah, I just like I'm trying to see that. I'm good.
Do you feel like you're in a good headspace now? Like you're ready for the next wave?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I feel like I'm in a better headspace.
Okay.
I feel like it's an ongoing process for anybody. But I feel good just being like able to speak vulnerably about everything. It makes you feel better, So I feel good.
Let's get to the single, man.
Oh,
All right,
let's get it.
introduce it.
Let's get it. I'm up here at the Breakfast Club with my people, and this is my new single. It is what it is.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Diggy.
Yeah.